Hey, guys, Iran is very much moving forward with this war. We have a lot of different fractions of the Iranian nation, and we see that the supreme leader Ayatollah has been taken out, and some of his leader generals. So there are actually a lot of stuff's happening over there that we're not getting the news or getting hitting the miss. So I'm trying to report much news as I can. Without further ado, let's get into this. See what the president's talking about with what's happening over there in Iran.
So before we begin this important ceremony, and there's no ceremony that can be much more important than this, let me provide a brief update on Operation Epic Fury. Today, the United States military continues to carry out large-scale combat operations in Iran to eliminate the grave threats posed to America by this terrible terrorist regime. Following our obliteration of Iran's nuclear program in Operation Midnight Hammer a short while ago, we warned Iran not to make any attempt to rebuild at a different location because they were unable to use the ones that we so powerfully blew up. But they ignored those warnings and refused to cease their pursuit of nuclear weapons. In addition, the regime's conventional ballistic missile program was growing rapidly and dramatically, and this posed a very clear, colossal threat to America and our forces stationed overseas. The regime already had missiles capable of hitting Europe and our bases, both local and overseas, and would soon have had missiles capable of reaching our beautiful America. The purpose of this fast-growing missile program was to shield their nuclear weapon development and make it extraordinarily difficult for anyone to stop them from making these highly forbidden by us nuclear weapons. We were the ones that were complaining. We were the ones that wanted it stopped. But everybody was behind us. They just didn't have the courage to say so. An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat to the Middle East, but also to the American people. Our country itself would be under threat, and it was very nearly under threat. I was very proud to have knocked out the Iran nuclear deal by President Barack Hussein Obama. That was a horrible, horrible, dangerous document. They would have had nuclear weapons 3 years ago, and they would have used them. But I'll not let that happen. For almost 47 years, this regime has been attacking the United States and killing Americans. Every time you see someone with missing arms and legs or a face that's been absolutely shattered violently, it was almost certainly caused by an Iran roadside bomb. They were put there by General Soleimani, who was the father of the roadside bomb. Very proudly, he thought, but I terminated him in my first term. This was our last best chance to strike what we're doing right now and eliminate the intolerable threats posed by this sick and sinister regime. And they are indeed sick and sinister.
And that's what we got to talk about, guys. And like U.S. and Israel struck Iran, killing Iran's supreme leader. We're looking at the roadside IEDs. We're looking at different operations over there in the military. They got long-range missiles that can reach the United Kingdom. So they was working on nuclear weapons that reached the Atlantic North Shore of the United States of America, New York, all the way down. So we was definitely going to stop that. That was intolerable to have somebody. We got enough opposing threats. But the ones that we already got relationships with, we already understand. We got equal mutual destruction. You understand? You know if you don't know what that means, equal mutual destruction is. If you lift a bomb, our bomb's gonna reach you. We don't need no one, other regimes, other sovereign nations to come in and make nuclear weapons that are known to do this, to killing their own people. Massive numbers. We don't need that kind of any more opponents. None of us need that. So without further ado, he was doing the right thing and blockading all that movement of developing the nuclear weapons over in Iran and developing long-range nuclear weapons that could reach to the United States. Of course, we're not going to allow that. What do you think? they killed a lot of Americans already, as the president was saying. They killed a lot of Americans in different operations that we don't little here or there. But when you accumulate the amount of people that have been died over in that space and the support of that system, you'll see a lot of people that has suffered from their hands, directly or indirectly. So without further ado, let's continue to see what the president has got to say. What's your opinion? Leave a comment down below. Let me know.
Our objectives are clear. First, we're destroying Iran's missile capabilities, and you see that happening on an hourly basis, and their capacity to produce brand new ones, and pretty good ones they make. Second, we're annihilating their Navy. We've knocked out already 10 ships. They're at the bottom of the sea. Third, we're ensuring that the world's #1 sponsor of terror can never obtain a nuclear weapon, never going to have a nuclear weapon. I said that from the beginning. They're never going to have a nuclear weapon. They were on the road to getting one legitimately through a deal that was signed foolishly by our country. And finally, we're ensuring that the Iranian regime cannot continue to arm, fund, and direct terrorist armies outside of their borders. And we thought we had a deal, but then they backed out. And they came back, and we thought we had a deal, and they backed out. I said, you can't deal with these people. You got to do it the right way. Today, we grieve for the 4 heroic American service members who have been killed in action and send our love and support to their families. In their memory, we continue this mission with ferocious, unyielding resolve to crush the threat this terrorist regime poses to the American people, and a threat indeed it is. We have the strongest and most powerful, by far, military in the world, and we will easily prevail. We're already substantially ahead of our time projections, but whatever the time is, it's okay. Whatever it takes, we will always, and we have right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that. We'll do it. Whatever somebody said today, they said, oh, well, if the president wants to do it really quickly, after that he'll get bored. I don't get bored. There's nothing boring about this. Do you agree with that, Pete? I don't think there's anything, Mr. General. I think there's nothing boring about it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell people. You know, Trump is on top. He don't smoke, he don't drink, he don't do nothing. This president was a sleeper cell as far as U.S. presidents. We didn't know he had all these qualities, and now that you learn about all these qualities of him, you start seeing that he was what we need, what the American people needed in that Oval Office, because we've seen a lot of corruption, we've seen a lot of manipulation, we see a lot, and we're saying about the weapons of mass destruction, the weapons of control. He said we're out there on top of them. They can't get into the ports. It's serious. You know, they run so many games. It's okay. What's this? Yeah, I had to close my eyes think about that. Yeah, IEDs, man. It's just, these new operations are coming. They said it's gonna last 5 weeks, but most generals. I was listening to some generals speaking. They said it was gonna be more than 5 weeks. Definitely more than 5 weeks, because there's going to be some people, hopeful Iranians, militia groups that are gonna try to attack America, and we expect on that. The president said he took out 10 vessels over the Iranian vessels. They're attacking right now currently different stations and ports and stuff over there in Iran. So it's a lot of infrastructure is being crumbled at the present time. So I don't think we have a lot to talk about besides that. What's your opinion? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think the president's on the right track, or should he regroup and come back with his generals and decide another move? But presently, I don't think he has capable or willing to move back. He's a president of power, might, and force, and he's bringing it, and he's showing the U.S. force all that we have to stick together and work in the right direction to close this Iran, and let the Iranian people come in and vote and put a new regime in that everyone agree to, and it will move on to a better world. So I think this president is doing a great job at this present time. That's his opinion. What's your opinion? I'd like to hear from you.
Somebody actually said from the media. I think he'll get bored after about a week or two. No, we don't get bored. I never get bored. If I got bored, I wouldn't be standing here right now, I guarantee you that, to go through what I had to go through. We also projected 4 weeks to terminate the military leadership, and as you know, that was done in about an hour, so we're ahead of schedule there by a lot. But please join me in thanking every American service member who bravely is standing in harm's way. They really are incredible, and I just want to thank you. We have a lot of them right here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Don't wait now.
It's going down, guys. It's really sincere. It's going down over here.
See Iran retaliate as Operation Epic Fury continues. And to talk more on this, I did want to bring in former CIA analyst Eric Cole to talk about this. And Eric, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Live Now from Fox.
Good morning. Pleasure to be here.
So I wanted to talk about this. President Trump issuing a statement on Truth Social stating that Operation Epic Fury could last 5 weeks. Right now, we've seen missiles being traded between Israel and Iran, etc. But there is concern that Iran could use other measures in terms of retaliation, one being cyber attacks. Yeah. You know, can you talk to us about the concern over that?
Yeah, cyber is always a secondary weapon in traditional warfare. So as we suspected when the war started on Saturday, it was very heavy kinetic warfare. But what's going to happen over the next week or two is things are going to shift, because the reality is everyone in D.C. right now is rewriting the playbook. They expected that Iran was going to basically lay down their weapons, and I believe they thought this was going to be a 24 to 48-hour war. But unfortunately, Iran didn't respond the way that they wanted. So now we're in this unique situation, and the United States is extremely vulnerable.
Yeah, guys, right now, like they just said, the government, the Pentagon, all the people put in power thought this was going to be a quick little war. But you knocked out the leader, but that wasn't, they moved different. Like this gentleman said, this CIA analyst said, there's a different flip. There's a flip. There was a switch. The Iranians said, you're not expecting us. You're not expecting us. And we was not expecting us because out of the traditional box. They're using cybersecurity. They're using drones. They're using everything. They're like, what would you say, Ukraine with Russia. It's a similar contact there. And there. We thought it was going to be easy, but I think we'll put our hand in a hornet's nest. And we got to figure out how to do it. We got to get that gasoline and pour that gasoline on them hornets and get rid of them and make them dull, because we don't know what is what right now. We got to regroup, reanalyze, refocus, and move in the right direction. What is your opinion? Did we comment down below? Did we put our hand in a hornet's nest or what? Did we thought we was going to go bully them Iranians? What some people think they do from last night. I think we thought it was going to be quicker than we really fathomed to be, because right now the outcome is they're not going anywhere. They're like a mosquito on the back of an elephant. They're not going anywhere, and it's hard to get the mosquito off the elephant. But hey, we're gonna see what's going on, and I hope we can resolve this early. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear from you. Yep, it's real in the field.